Hey guys, I'm Blossom. Today we're diving into James Charles because in this reaction video, or this is a reaction video because I'm sorry, but there's a difference between, and mind you, I don't believe in cancel culture, but there's a difference between canceling someone and just being held accountable, being arrested. I am so tired up to here when people are like, oh my gosh, James shouldn't be canceled. Oh no. This has nothing to do with cancel culture. This is simply criminal. This is simply like illegal. So yeah, let's just get right into it. And then we got my bestie Moscato barefoot. Alright, so let's do this.
Hello everyone, James Charles here, and today I'm going to be making a very important video about a very important topic. As many of you guys know...
Okay, real quick, I could see it's 14 minutes and 16 seconds, and so real quick, I just want to state that for those of you who watched David Dobrik's video, it's kind of like people were bitching how it was like 2 minutes long and blah blah blah. You know, I'm okay with it being this long if it's simply, I'm sorry. Well, no, it should just be shorter. But, you know, if it's simply, I'm sorry and, you know, I'm going to turn myself in, then yeah, it could be 14 minutes and 16 seconds long of that.
About 2 years ago now, I was involved with a very public online scandal in which some fellow YouTubers made some very serious accusations against me, and within the past couple of weeks, similar accusations are being made again, and I think it's very important that I get on camera and talk to you guys honestly about what is going on. When this first happened 2 years ago, I uploaded a video to my channel called No More Lies, and
okay.
That video was a very...
Okay, so I'm waiting for now. And I think like what's so annoying is because I absolutely hate it with apology videos is I'm waiting for now. Like I don't need a whole backstory of whatever the video that he's talking about. Like I don't need all that. All I need is, why are you sitting in this chair today? Is it because you lost sponsorships? Like what is it? But what, more importantly though, like what did you do wrong, James? You know, why are you here today? I don't want to hear about what you did in the past and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'm not going to like this video.
And video. It focused on receipts and screenshots and defending myself in the situation, but I want you guys to know that this video that I'm going to be making today is going to be nothing like No More Lies.
Okay, so you just spent, I mean, I'm not going to keep talking like this, but I'm just saying you just spent 45 seconds of you telling me of what the video is not going to be like. Get to the point.
It's not exactly planned. I don't have a script. I will let you guys know that I do have just some notes in front of me of points that I want to make because this is a very, very serious topic. But today's video is going to be from the heart, and I'm going to focus on what happened, the conclusions that I've come to, and most importantly, holding myself accountable for my own actions.
Real quick, when you hold yourself accountable for your own actions, it's not you sitting up, getting glammed on YouTube in a white background while you're wearing black, so we know how serious the situation is. I hope that's not what he means by holding himself accountable. I hope he means when he says he's going to hold himself accountable, meaning like, oh my gosh, I messaged people who I wasn't supposed to because of their age. Maybe I should turn myself into the police.
First and foremost, I need to say sorry. I owe a massive apology to anybody that I've hurt or anybody that I've made uncomfortable with my actions. And I also want to say I'm sorry to my friends, family, and fans that have to watch another one of these videos, because you shouldn't have to, and this is really, really embarrassing. When this all started online a few weeks ago, it sparked a large conversation, and many people have shared their thoughts and opinions, and I want to take some time to address
it. Address it.
Today's video. But before doing that, I want to make it really, really clear that I fully understand my actions and how they are wrong. There's no excuse for them, and I don't plan on making any in this video either, and I hope that you...
Here's what I'm saying. He's already so far he's like narrating what the video is going to be about, and it's been like 1 minute and 51 seconds. He did apologize for his actions, but just get to the video.
Watch it all the way through. I also just want to make a quick note as well that I'm filming this on the night of March 31st. It is currently 12:54 in the morning. I'm alone here in the studio, and I know that when I upload this tomorrow, it is going to be April Fool's Day, which is awful timing because this video and this topic is not a joke in any way, shape, or form. And I don't want anybody to think that it is, but I also don't want to wait any longer to speak about this. I want you guys to know that this is very, very important to me, and I'm taking this very, very seriously. The last thing that I want to say before I just get into it is that I think it's important that I provide a trigger warning for this video. There's going to be topics and things talked about that are very, very sensitive to some people, and I don't want anybody to
too long.
have to listen to those.
This is just too long.
So I'm just letting you know right now. But with all that said, I think it's time that we talk. In case anybody isn't aware of what's going on, within the past couple of weeks, 2 different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media. One of them being from last year and one of them being from more recent.
I just want to guys, the fact that he sat there, because I followed this, and at first, this whole entire James Charles story thing, I was like, you know what? There's cancel culture, because on my other channel, I talked about cancel culture, but this is like illegal shit, you know, and he's just talking calm, like, in the past recently, so, like, here's what happened. He's, like, talking as if he, like, this is, like, a sorry for, like, a YouTube video, like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm using Tati, for instance, you know what I mean, like, bruh, like, this is illegal shit. Like, I don't care. And a lot of people like to say that, oh my gosh, well, James, he's like, I don't even know how old he is. Like, what, 20, 21, whatever. He's in his 20s, early 20s. And so there's not that much of a huge age difference. Who cares? Like, he is messaging, like, kids on Snap and all this stuff, and it's not okay. And he's just sitting. What irks me the most, and it's not even the wine, what really irks me is that he's sitting there. And he's just like, so guys, this is why I should not be canceled. And I'm like, I'm taking this very seriously. And like, this isn't like a YouTube thing, dude. Like, it's so crazy to me because it's like, you know, I almost feel as if someone said, well, you know what, Blossom, James Blossom's my name, by the way. James Charles, he had a bad day, you know, he just had a bad day. He had a bad month. Like, this is unexcusable. Get to the effing point of the video, James. I'm fed up, and I'm not even 3 minutes in yet. Okay, let me just pour myself a glass of wine while we listen to this.
In both of these cases, I added these people on Snapchat, asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16. Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed. And
okay, upon finding out, here's my thing, guys. So he found them on Instagram and, you know, decided to add them on Snapchat. I don't know about y'all, but who goes on Snapchat anymore unless you really want to send like a little snap real quick and it'll be deleted right away, right? What are those snaps about, right? You know, those snaps are no good. And so it's like, I have been verified on my phone. It's an app. It's a background check app which I pay monthly for because I do online dating. I go on online dating, right? I go on these apps and I have a been verified, which is so easy. You can find out in a flash and forget been verified. You know, forget that background check app, right? But what about just going to the person's Instagram? You can easily tell if they're in high school or if they are older. And if you have to ask, then move the F on. Okay, I'm done. Let's just play it. I just
when I saw them making videos about it and those videos going viral, my immediate reaction, completely honestly, was to be really, really upset. I wanted to get on camera and film.
Yeah, because there's evidence. There's evidence of you getting upset because the minors actually took screenshots of the evidence of you getting upset. So of course you have to say that, but keep going.
Where I gather all my receipts and all my screenshots and try to tell my side of the story and then just move on from the situation. And now looking back, that was so stupid because as I did more research on these topics and self-reflected, I realized that the receipts and the screenshots and and the specific
By the way, self-reflecting, I just want to keep in mind, guys, it was literally like a week ago, y'all. Like a week ago, he was already liking tweets of people defending him against the minors. So how much reflecting did you get in a week? You know what I mean? Like, this is all just for show. This is all for show. How are you going to sit here and like tweets of people defending you, of people, you know, oh yeah, those minors, they were trying to play you, they were trying to get one up on you, they were using you, blah, blah, blah. And he's sitting there liking all of them, but you've reflected a week ago, 7 days ago.
details of the interaction really don't matter because I fucked up. And I needed to take accountability for my actions and, most importantly, apologize to the people that were affected by them. These conversations should have never happened, point blank period. There's no excuse for it, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and I take full responsibility for that. I trusted the information that was given to me rather than the information I could
full
have
responsibility of that. End of apology video. That's it. 4 minutes and 6 seconds. That's it.
Gotten myself. In both of these situations, doing research into these people's public social media profiles would have revealed their true ages, and therefore these conversations would have never happened in the first place, but I didn't do the research.
You didn't do it twice. I'm sorry to keep pausing, guys, but it's more than twice. Like, he got away with it with that whole Tati situation. You know, he got away with that, but then to keep doing the same shit over and over and over again, at some point you're not learning, you just don't care. You just don't give two shits. And the fact that your whole like home tour, house tour was like 2 freaking videos, meaning to tell me that you have the coin, you have the bank to like pay for this mansion of a house that you have, but you can't do some just simple research on to see who the fuck you're talking to. Like, this legitimately pisses me off on so many levels because it's so manipulative. Like, I should have done more research, guys. Nah, bitch, you did not care. You did not care. And guys, like, I'm normally not even like this, but the reason why I'm like this is because I'm so livid that there's actually a person like this dude who is able to manipulate people and have the likes. There's such a huge like ratio with more likes and dislikes on this, and it's mind-boggling to me how people are just like, yeah, James, we forgive you, but he's literally done this over and over and over and over and over again. And when I heard about this incident the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, cancel culture, blah blah blah, you know, like, let's not, you know, he did the first time. And mind you, can I just state that every single one of his excuses is that these kids lied to him about their age. Like, you do, and if that's the case, it's if each situation these kids are lying to you, James, about their age, then why not fact check the shit? Okay, it's called Been Verified. Get the app, it's cheap. If I can afford the shit every month, you can. All right, let's play.
Is so embarrassing. As an adult, it is my job and my responsibility to verify who I'm talking to.
Been verified.
There is no one to blame for this other than myself. To the guys involved with this situation, I want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I added you. I'm sorry that I flirted.
He wasn't sorry a week ago.
Really sorry if I ever made you uncomfortable. It is completely unacceptable. I was being reckless, and after looking back and finally realizing that this was my own fault, I started doing a lot of thinking and reflecting to really try and figure out why I was actually allowing myself to be so reckless in the first place. In all other areas of my life, my friends, my business, I like to think of myself as pretty put together and on top of things, and I couldn't understand why relationships were the one outlier. Why were they not working? Why was this area of me so...
This is like the manipulative part. Like, when you're apologizing, there's no analyzing, there's no elaborating on why you choose younger people. This is the part where you say, hey team, my manager's my team. Can we find me a really great counselor, psychologist, and psychiatrist? Can we, set a meeting, have them actually come to me? I'm James Charles, okay? This is the time you do this shit, not now when you're trying to apologize. I've been trying to figure out, why I like young people. Why is that? Why?
Different. And I finally came to a conclusion. It sucks and it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate. I do understand that with these videos coming to light, it's really it's really looking, period, like I'm actively searching for younger people to be in a relationship with. And I just want to say firsthand that is absolutely not the case. My hope has always been to be in a relationship with somebody around my age or older that I can relate to and that can make me laugh. And unfortunately, I've not been able to find that person yet, but the idea of actually being in a relationship became so important to me that I was willing to trust too quickly, miss out on red flags, and most importantly, not take the precautionary measures that really anybody, but especially somebody with a public platform, should be taking before talking to anybody. And there's no excuse for that. When I've watched videos in the past of people talking about serious topics, such as this one, it's always really bothered me when people would talk about conclusions or changes that they're
Okay,
making.
this is the part where it's annoying. To me, this is annoying when I like the, okay, I'm sorry, I'm holding myself accountable, I'm taking actions, I effed up, he said that already. But I don't like this whole analyzing, elaborating. That's where you go sit in the chair, lie on the couch, and do that stuff. I don't like that because then you're trying to make people feel sorry for you when you're like, I've been trying to think, guys, why am I like this? I've been really trying to, I had an honest conversation with myself, guys. Why am I like this? And I am so hard. I've never been hard on a video like this, but mind you, this is my first video on this channel, but I have another channel called Blossom TV, but I'm really hard on this topic because it pisses me off that this is not, I could be more, just a tad bit more understanding if this was not the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever time this has happened. This has happened numerous times. So that tells me that James just does not care. Simple as that. Plain and simple.
Without actually talking about how they got there in the first place. So I think it's really important that I do that in this video. I just honestly think that I owe it to you guys to kind of walk you through the reflection that I've been doing, so you know that I'm taking this seriously, how I came to terms with my desperation, and how it led me here. In 2019,
Desperation.
my dating life became even more public than it already was when I was called out and labeled as a predator. You guys, I feel like at this point all know the story, so I don't want to go back into details, but pretty much I had to get on camera and prove that I was being lied to. I had all the receipts to back it up, but at the time I also recognized that I definitely needed to change the way I was going about dating because clearly something...
Okay, but you still didn't. You went and did that video, apologized, everyone forgave your behind, and then you still continued on doing the same thing.
Not working. And in that video, I made a vow and a promise to myself and to you guys as the audience that I would be way more careful moving forward. And that promise was not one that I kept. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, at the time that I posted No More Lies, I really thought that the only issue was...
I really thought that, I could hide it better this time. I really thought that I was gonna be attractive to older guys and not younger guys, but I just could not resist the younger guys, We had to go high school, I'm so mad because God freaking forbid, if this was a gay black person, I think they'd be rushing to push the trial. I think, God forbid. I'm so mad because it's crazy how our society works. It's crazy how, let's just play this because this is just a whole... What I'm talking about is such a huge conversation other than James Charles, but it's just mind-blowing to me that if this was any other race, their asses would already be locked up. Why is it that you know, police officers, people are aware of this and they're not really doing anything about it. Like, if this was a black guy, immediately police officers would be knocking on his door, his asses would be in cuffs, and the police station would actually call the media to basically tell them ahead of time, so the media would already be at the black guy's house so they can get all the pictures and things like that. You know, but this is James Charles, so I guess, you know, he's different. He was having a bad day.
Like the straight guys and being lied to. But I now realize that it was obviously a much deeper problem, and I really wish that at that time I had spent the time to sit down, look at myself in the mirror, and try to get to the root of the problem and understand why I was actually allowing myself to get into these situations instead of just brushing it off and saying, like, it's the straight guys and it's the lie. But like I said, I didn't, and as time progressed, my desire for a relationship never really went away, and I slowly
your desire for talking to people, to kids who are in high school, never went away. And you thought, oh my gosh, well, the first time worked just fine, so you know what? Let's just be irresponsible again and, like, let's hit up some teenagers. That's what you thought. And he wouldn't be saying anything if people weren't talking about it. You know, and that's the thing. He would just keep doing the same damn thing over and over again.
Ignoring red flags again, and also ignoring my friends and the important people around me that warned me that I was going to get hurt. And to them,
Never mind.
I feel like I really owe an apology because I should have listened, and I feel like if I did, we probably wouldn't be here today. Looking back now and just trying to do my best to piece this all together in my head, I think that my lack of experience when it came to dating growing up, and then all of a sudden having a lot of attention from different types of men, some for good reasons and some for bad reasons, really affected me in ways that I didn't quite understand. I honestly just thought that I had really, really bad luck and that I was being taken advantage of when that
Look, I don't care. Like, that's the thing. Like, he's literally... No one cares. Like, this is the manipulative part. We don't need a backstory on your life. We don't need to know. All we need is this is what I did, and I'm sorry. And you address the people who you're sorry for, and that is it. We decide if we forgive you or not. But here's the thing. This is like a video you would do if you've been canceled. And by the way, I don't believe in cancel culture. But this is the video you would do if you feel like you were canceled. James did illegal stuff. And it's like... Let's play. Because, you know...
case at all, and I had the mentality that I could reach out to literally anybody and use my Explore page and For You page as a dating app, and eventually I would just happen to find the right person, but that's just not how dating works, literally at all. It's gross, it's weird, and it's desperation. I just really thought it was important to share my thought process and the conversations that I've been having with myself. And
he's calling his thought process desperation.
Professionals behind the scenes in order to help myself fully understand the situation so I could properly hold myself accountable for how I got here in the first place. When these videos started to come to light, power imbalance became a really large topic of conversation on social media, and rightfully so. In 2019, when I had my whole situation, I was accused of abusing my fame, money, and power to get what I wanted. And when I responded to that at the time, I said that that was disgusting and that I would never want to do that. And to this day, I still stand behind that sentiment 1000%. So when it was getting brought up again, I got really, really frustrated and was trying to...
So you know what? This reminds me of the whole David Dobrik video, and I'll do a reaction to that one too. It's when he was like, because I didn't sit and watch the whole video, but I saw like little clips of it and what people were talking about. And it reminds me of when I saw a clip of when he started to talk about, he said like something like, oh, I didn't realize like the power dynamic I had over people. Like here James he's trying to do the same shit. He's trying to be like, well, you know, he's talking about it like, yeah, I started to realize like I had like this power dynamic over, like, if you have more money than the average person your age, you have power.
because I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I know that this situation shouldn't have happened. I know that this conversation.
Guys, I
shouldn't have
opened
occurred.
this
I
today.
guess I'm sorry for that. But at the same time, like, they DM'd you first. They lied to you. They flirted first. Like, you didn't use your fame, money, and power to get anything. But I've now realized that that mentality is completely wrong because a power imbalance can happen even when it's not intentional. What I wasn't getting before is that the excitement that comes with talking to a celebrity is literally enough to make somebody do or say something that they normally wouldn't, even if that celebrity isn't intentionally weaponized.
So are you educating us? Because we knew this shit. Like, you know what it is? I'm upset because this is not an apology. This is like, every single time I'm bitching here, it's because this is extra. This is too much. This is not what I want to hear. I want to hear you are sorry and the reasons why you are sorry. I want to hear you address the victims who you've hurt and not some analyzation on why you do the stupid shit, crazy, horrendous shit that you do. That, you know what I mean? I don't want to hear that. So, all right, I'm shutting up for just a second because I feel like I'm reacting a little bit too much, but I'm so mind bothered by this. There's cancel culture and there's holding people accountable. He needs to be forget cancel culture. I don't believe in that. He needs to just be held accountable to the law. LAPD, where you at?
Their fame, money, or power, and that's the concept that I just wasn't getting, but I now do. Even though I'm able to turn off my social media and just talk to somebody,
you now do 7 days later.
Normal, in normal clothes and no makeup on as James Dickinson, that doesn't change the fact that to them, I'm still James Charles. And that's something that I can't turn off. For me, having a public platform has become such a huge part of my life that at this point, it does feel normal. But I have to understand that to 99.9% of people, it's not normal and will never be normal. And that's where the power imbalance lies that I wasn't understanding. But I'm so
You
glad
understood it just fine.
Because like I said,
he understood it just fine. He did. If you have more money than someone who is your age, you understand the fucking power dynamic perfectly. I have money, kid, and you don't.
2019, taking advantage of that power imbalance is something that I would never ever want to do, but unintentionally was. With this situation blowing up, there are a lot of people speaking about this online, whether it be sharing their opinions, arguing back and forth, or most importantly, holding me accountable for my actions. I understand that posting this video today is not going to stop those conversations, but is going to spark more of them. And that's something that I am completely okay with because I really feel like these are topics that we need to be speaking about.
Just for the record, I don't care what James is completely okay with.
A lot more. I also want to make it clear too that through uploading this video today, my hope and my expectations are not to, press post and then forget about it and move on and wash my hands as if nothing happened, because something did happen and what happened was not okay, and I don't want to just forget about it. I should have been more careful in every single way when it comes to the ways that I was looking for.
See, this is why I don't believe what he's saying. If you really felt like you should have been more careful, then why not after the first time, the second time, the third time? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a pattern. So I don't believe you. I don't believe you because it's like, why keep doing it over and over and over again?
Relationship, I didn't do the proper research, and for that I'm once again ashamed and embarrassed. I can't take it back as much as I wish that I could, but I'm really, really glad that I now fully understand the situation so I'm able to do better in the future, and I really...
And I don't have any other lies to tell you guys. Well, let me backtrack.
Guys, I'm a firm believer that when scandals or situations like this happen, you can get on camera and upload an apology video where you say sorry a million times all day long, but the only way to actually show and prove that you are sorry is through action and change, and I'm going to change. This whole situation has been so embarrassing and I'm ashamed, but like I said, I'm now educated and fully understand what went on, and I'm making a promise to all of you right now on camera that I will be way more careful moving forward.
I'm making a promise on camera that I will be more careful in how I approach high schoolers.
every single person that I speak to. My For You page and Explore page are not dating apps, and I will stop treating them as if they are. I also have already started asking for proper identification from every single guy that has either reached out or that I was speaking to. And
so basically, if you heard that right, he's already started asking for proper identification. So basically, he's still going to seek out people through this way, but he's going to make sure they have the proper identifications and shit like that, which anyone could get online. Like, just, dude, there's other ways. When you're a celebrity, I don't know if my first bet would be to go, like, on Tinder or Hinge. You know what I mean? If you're, like, really popping up there. You know, if you're James Charles, I'm not going to want to go because people know who you are. So I don't understand. Even if he asks for these things, he can still run into the same situation. So I don't get what he's trying to. This is all just like BS. This is all BS.
Continue doing so for the rest of time. I now understand the root of the problem. I understand how and why I, and only I, caused myself to get into this situation. I understand that this could have and should have been easily avoided, and I also understand that I need to be aware of my platform at all times. I didn't understand how a situation like this could affect the people involved, but now I do. And for that, to the victims, I am so sorry.
Are you? Because I just like to keep in mind, just a week ago, he was liking all the people defending him, you know, against the minors. So, I mean, can a person change in a week? I guess. Maybe. But I believe this is all just to save his ass, if you ask me.
Never, ever happen again. I also feel like I owe an apology to my friends, family, team members, and also fans.
No, you owe an apology to the minors.
All go down again. To all of you guys, I once again wish that I had listened earlier on. You guys saw this and I didn't, and I'm really sorry for.
That's not a manipulative thing. Like, hey, just to like get us on his side again, like towards the end of the video, you guys saw this, but I didn't. You know, like it's just like another mind game, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe James completely is just like really is sorry, but how much can you change from just liking some tweets? I don't know. I just think this is all just so he can not lose the business that he has built for himself. I don't know. I think this may happen again. I feel like it could happen again, you know? I think he's just going to be more... I think if it's a high schooler and they find their way... Because you can go online and get like fake IDs or whatever... He could be like, okay, deep down inside, he'll know that he was like messing with the high schooler, but he could be like, hey cops, you know, hey cops, look, they gave me this. So I think as long as he has evidence of, hey, they gave me this, I think James does not give two shits on who he F's around with.
And not being a better person and a better role model like I promised that I would be. I'm going to be taking some time away to reflect and further educate myself on these topics. I think at this point it's really important that I do so I'm able to follow through with my word and prove to you guys that I will be a better person. Even though I won't be here posting, I do want people to know that I will still be here, available, listening, and learning.
See, this is like that David Dobrik. People were saying that he said that he would be available to talk to his victims, and I think he's saying like the same thing. I'll be available to post. This like reminds me of that day. I need to watch like the whole thing, but I've seen so much and I feel like I've actually seen the whole thing at this point. When you listen to podcasts and when you just like watch people's reaction videos and stuff, I feel like I have, and like this reminds me a lot of David Dobrik's video. And it's so sad because I haven't seen the whole video, but it's just from the clips that I've seen. Like,
if you made it all the way through the video, I really appreciate it and just wanted to say thank you for listening, and I hope to never disappoint you again.
Anyways, here's my take on it. I think that in situations like this, it's very easy for a lot of people to like sympathize with James and to be like, oh my gosh, but you know, he's so young and things like that. But I want to just like to state, if this was a black person already be in jail, this black person wouldn't even get the light of day to sit down. Wouldn't even get enough time to sit down to make an apology video. You know, and so I can't stress that the only reason to why he isn't locked up is because he's white and because he's James Charles. You know, so that's how I feel about the situation. I just feel like, God forbid, a lot of me, if it was some black gay guy. So I don't think James is sorry for what he did. I think he's more just sorry that he got caught. I think that in the future, maybe this may change his ways, and he may think, just a part of me thinks that he actually may be like, okay, even if I really do like young men, I can't act on them because I don't want to be in an orange jumpsuit. So I think I think deep down inside he'll always like younger kids, but I think, if I'm just being honest with you guys, I think that two things. He's either going to still always like young kids once they hit 18, he's like, yes. Or I think he's just going to hide everything. So, I don't know. But I just think there's just too many there's a pattern. There's too many patterns for it to not be accurate. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. Well, oh my gosh. I feel like I'm talking drunk now. But the next episode will be of David Dobrik. Because like I said, I have seen the clips, but I just haven't seen everything. So yeah, we're going to watch all that straight through. We're going to watch the 2-minute video, and we're going to watch the whatever minute video I think it was. But anyways, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!